the Mythbusters. Grant Imahara,
That's why we can never have anything nice.
Tori Belleci,
I'll try not to let you guys down.
and Carrie Byron.
I went to college for this.
They don't just tell the myths, they put them to the test.
This week, the Mythbusters are investigating criminal profiling. Grant Imahara and Tori Belleci are watching security footage of a recent murder.
He's a ninja, obviously. I mean,
Yeah, he avoided all the cameras, didn't look at any of
it
them.
was amazing. He just, and how are we supposed to tell? Like, if we can't see his face,
He's just like so skilled
it'd be really
at.
hard.
But how are we supposed to know? It's just, he's like a ghost. How are we supposed to?
Yeah.
Nobody
It
can't see
barely
his
shows
face.
his face.
This is like pixelated, low
We'll have
quality.
to get higher.
Hey, I know that guy. He works in a cafeteria. He makes some mean broccoli.
Shut up, we're working here. You know, I studied a little bit on criminal profiling. I think I might know what type of person did this.
Criminal profiling's a myth,
How do you know? You're not an expert.
but I might know someone that is.
So what is criminal profiling?
Well, criminal profiling is really not about identifying the specific person. It's about identifying the traits of someone who may have committed that crime. It's not an exact science, but it's pretty accurate. And again, our goal is not to identify the person by name. It's really just to identify people that have the traits that could have possibly committed the crime. And it narrows down the field based on those traits.
Okay, so do you like what sort of education and experience do you think you have to have in order to make an accurate estimation of the person?
Well, there's different ways. In my way, it was based on experience. Now, a lot of people will actually go through psychology classes and maybe have their doctorate in psychology, but I learned the old-fashioned way, and that's by actually getting involved and investigating these people, going to prison and interviewing these people, about 30 of them, and find out what was in their backgrounds, okay, and basically what they were thinking. So I would put my experiences as far as behavioral analysis really compared to anyone else who might have a doctorate, because they may have book learned. I actually went out and experienced it, and so that's probably the best way, is actually going out and experiencing and interviewing these people and figuring out, again, not from a book but from their own mouths, about what went wrong.
Do you think criminal profiling is more of a psychology issue or a criminal, like a cop issue?
Well, it's both. It's both. See, up until around the 1980s, it was dismissed as like witchcraft, okay, like guessing and not really accurate. And it proved in other crimes, not just homicide or serial killing, that profiling is accurate, okay? And it started gaining strength in the late 80s and 90s, and now the FBI and other departments have actual full-blown departments that this is all they do, is behavioral analysis and science. Cool. So it's really picked up a lot of steam because it's turned out to be pretty accurate.
That's awesome.
What do you think the pros and cons are of criminal profiling?
Well, the pros, again, it gives you an overview, helps you narrow down who possibly might have done it. Okay, again, not the specific person, but traits of that particular person, organized, disorganized, things like that. The cons of it is it's still not widely accepted by a lot of law enforcement agencies. Again, they probably think it's guessing, it's witchcraft, it's just something that it's guesswork, and that's what it is really. But it turns out that in most cases that guesswork turns out to be pretty accurate. So I say the biggest con or the biggest negative, it's still really not widely accepted by law enforcement officials as being totally accurate. But really, not anything is.
Okay, so how accurate would you say, like if someone like you with lots of experience were to criminal profile a killer, how accurate do you think your estimate would be just based on your experience?
Well, it's hard to tell because it depends a lot on the crime. It depends a lot on the victims. But again, I would say, unlike television, okay, you're not going to solve, and it doesn't matter if it's profile or not, you're not going to solve 100% of your cases. It's not like TV. You don't solve crimes in 50 minutes. Pick out the person in 50 minutes. It's impossible. But I would say what it does, okay, criminal profiling is just another tool to use, okay? Not something just within itself. You have to have other evidence, crime scene evidence. You have to actually do the old-fashioned investigation. So criminal profiling is not something that stands on itself. Okay, or by itself. You have to use it as a tool with other, old-fashioned investigation techniques to make it accurate. So to give a certain percentage, again, it really depends a lot on the investigator, how badly or how well prepared they are to solve that case.
Thank you.
That's it?
I think so.
Okay.
The Mythbusters need a little bit more information to bust this myth, so they're going to head to the library to see what else they can find out. Through their research, they found that it has been used to reveal information regarding the unknown offender's age, sex, race, education level, marital status, intelligence, arrest history, military history, personality characteristics, family background, social status, and interests. It is to be sharply distinguished from unacceptable racial profiling. In a survey of 92 psychologists and psychiatrists with expertise in the law, 86% agreed that criminal profiling is a useful tool for law enforcement, although only 27% believed it was scientifically established enough to be admitted into courts of law. In another survey of 68 U.S. police officers, 58% said that profiling was helpful in directing criminal investigations, and 38% said that it was helpful in finding suspects. In one of the cases they looked at, the Beltway sniper case, most of the criminal profilers interviewed by the media agreed on one thing: the killer was probably a white male. Yet, when the sniper was finally captured, most of the expert media profilers were in for a surprise. For one thing, the sniper wasn't one person. The murders had been committed by a team of 2 males. What's more, both men were African American, not white, contrary to what many profilers had predicted. But criminal profilers may be relying on base rate information, that is, data on the characteristics of criminals who commit certain crimes that are readily available to anyone who bothers to look them up. For example, about 90% of serial killers are male and 75% are white. You don't need to be a trained profiler to guess that a person responsible for a string of murders is probably a white male. One will be right more than 2/3 of the time relying on base rates alone.
I think I know how to do criminal profiling now.
Really?
Yeah, based off of this footage, I could make an educated guess. He's about yay tall, has short black hair, and he's a Mexican.
Like that guy over there?
Yeah, like that guy.
Who, me?
You're going downtown.
Whoa, what did I do? I didn't do anything.
The Mythbusters have brought in 3 people that match the description of the criminal.
So which one do you think did it?
It was him.
He has short black hair and he looks Mexican. He murdered my twin brother.
It's okay. We'll get justice.
We know you did it because of criminal profiling.
Yep, we criminal profiled you. You fit the exact description.
What do you mean? I never did anything.
You're short, you have short black hair, and you're a Mexican. That's why you did it.
That makes no sense.
Are you not gonna confess?
Confess to what?
The murder.
I never murdered anyone.
We have ways of making you talk.
Whoa. Can I get my phone call now?
No.
Wait! The DNA in the knife doesn't match!
What? Doesn't match? What do you mean that the DNA evidence didn't match?
It doesn't match.
We were wrong. Maybe that means that criminal profiling isn't enough to convict someone of murder.
Yeah, it's only a tool which we can use to catch the real suspect.
So what do you guys think? Is criminal profiling a myth or not?
I don't think it is. I think the myth part comes from being able to use criminal profiling on its own to solve crimes.
It's not to get like what exact type of person it is or like who it actually is. It's more to get what a general sense of who the person is. It can't be used to convict somebody. It's more so of a tool.
So you guys think it's plausible?
Plausible.
Go.
Zoom in on my...
You know, I think I know how to do criminal profiling now.
Really?
Yeah, based off of this footage, I can make an educated guess. He's about yay tall.
Take 4.